Hey guys, and welcome back to my world. Now today I'm going to show you how to transfer the scores of one objective to the scores of another objective. Okay, so I'm going to actually transfer scores between objectives, which comes in very handy when you're making mini games. And for example, in this case, I have a run score. The further I run, the higher my score. But however, every single time I do run, I do need to set my score. I need to clear my score so I can have a new score. But what happens if I do have a fantastic score and I don't actually want to lose it? I can then actually just save it by going and submitting my high score, which will then remove it from the active run score and add it to a static high score list, which will never change unless I request it or I submit my high score. So let me show you how this works. So if I go and I do my little dash of doom, okay, and I enter the game and I do start my run, you'll see on the right hand side, as I run, the further I run, the higher my score goes. Okay, whoa, okay, I keep forgetting about that one. Right, and so I'm just doing a run. I wonder if I've got mobs. Ah, you know what, I might have a mob run. I might be doing a mob run. Let's see if I'm doing a mob run. Ah, I am. Okay, just don't let him hit me. Don't let him hit me. See, yeah, he's still behind me. He's still behind me. Okay, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Just see if I just want to just get a decent kind of a score here going so that you guys can actually see it in action. In action. All right, I'm actually doing really well. I'm doing okay. That's it. My run is over. Okay, so now you'll see on the right hand side I have a high score of 117. Now if I'd hit the tab key, this is the high score list, you'll see I've got 61. So yes, I do want to go and save my high score. The moment I hit this button, have a look on the right hand side, you'll see my score dropping. Okay, so I hit the button and you'll see gone. Okay, and I've hit the tab key, you will see it has now been transferred from the active run score to the kind of the passive high score list. Okay, so that's really cool. You don't need to use it in this way, but it's very good idea when you want to swap variables or scores between objectives. Okay, so let me go show you guys how this actually all works. Let me just really get back to my area. Okay, so it uses three objectives. Obviously it uses the run score, which I have called speed. So the name of the objective is speed, but the display name is run score. It also uses then a high score objective. So it's high score, which is just a dummy objective. And it uses something I call a trigger objective. Now the trigger objective, I'll show you how that works. By default, everybody's trigger objective is 0. Okay, so first of all, I'm checking. So please ignore all of these. We're only interested in these two and that row over there. So first of all, what I'm doing is I'm checking. I'm going to set the high score, reset the high score if I have a trigger score of 1. So that just means that even though the high score is passive, I do need to clear it. Otherwise, it's just going to add the score that I'm transferring onto it. So I won't get an accurate reflection. So if my trigger score, so here we go, score trigger a minimum 1, score trigger equals 1. If I have a trigger score of 1, it'll just clear out my my high score. But now what I need to do is I now then need to set my trigger score to 2, just so that I don't keep on clearing my high score. All right, so I need to keep. So this is just making sure that I doesn't clear it again. Okay. Then we can actually start with the whole thing. Now these two blocks over here deals with the hundreds. Okay, these two blocks over here deals with tens, and these two blocks over here deals with the ones. Okay, so you need 2 blocks per. I don't actually call this in English, but but as I said, hundreds, tens, ones. So if you suspect, or if your scores are going to be running into the thousands, you will need 2 extra ones for the thousands. If it runs into the millions, you probably want to break that up into thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions. So you'll need 2 for each one of those denominations. Okay, so first off, what I'm doing is obviously it runs in this line, and as you can see, it goes very fast. First thing I do is I check to see if the score, or if the player who has a trigger score of 2, okay, has a minimum score of 100. If they do have a minimum score of 100, I actually add 100 to the high score. Okay, then what the next block does, because it then checks once again to see if I've got a trigger score of 2, and if I have a minimum score of 100 for the speed, it will then remove 100 from my speed score. Okay, so it removes it from the one, or it adds it to the other one and then removes it. Okay, then it moves on to the next block, which does exactly the same for the 10s. It checks to see if I have a minimum of 10. If I do, it'll then add 10 to the high score and then remove 10 from the speed. And then it does exactly the same to the ones. Check if I have at least minimum 1. If I do, it adds 1 to the high scores and then removes 1 to the high scores. And then what it does, when I actually reach a speed score of at least 0, or reach a speed score of 0, I then reset my trigger to 0. Okay, so that it just stops actually, it just stops the score from continuously updating, and that's it. That's what it does. It first of all clears my high score, sets my trigger, so checks for trigger 1, clears the high score, checks for then changes it to trigger 2, check if I have at least 100, subtract 100, add 100, subtract 100, check if I have 10, add 10, subtract 10, check if I have 1, add 1, subtract 1. When I have my score has completely been transferred, it then just sets my trigger to 0, stopping the whole thing. Okay, fantastic, wonderful, marvelous, it works. Now you'll notice I do in no way use comparators at all for this. Now I've started designing all of my stuff in this fashion. You'll see I have absolutely, in all of these massive gizmos, I have no comparators because it's all multiplayer friendly. I do have comparators over here, but that is purely because I actually do want an area to be permanently on if multiple people is in that area. So this is absolutely a reason for that, but in general I use no comparators because comparators in multiplayer will freeze up, give inaccurate scores and so forth. And yeah, that's it. That's it. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 10 command blocks that just does this wonderful feature. Cool, guys, that is it. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will check you all later.